Yeah, boy.
What's going on, guys, and welcome to a video on one of my favorite Outward weapons of all time. In fact, I think this guy holds a special place in most Outward players' hearts for numerous reasons. It deals insane damage and hits like a truck with ridiculous impact. You grab it from one of the most unique enemy types in the game in the best cave in the game. It's from an area full of lore that holds many dark secrets. This, of course, is a mace called Skycrown Mace, and it's found in the dungeon called Face of the Ancients. Once you find yourself in Enmerker Forest, you can leave the town called Berg from the side away from the blacksmith. Turn left after crossing this bridge and walk until you reach a structure shaped with massive faces. There's also a dagger mini-quest associated with this cave, although I won't cover it here. Unfortunately, this entire thing can be quite difficult. All the enemies deal loads of elemental damage, and our character, most of the time, is pretty weak to that. You can explore and defeat the baddies one by one, yes. However, I found a pretty effective strategy for clearing this dungeon is to work backwards. Simply follow the path I take here and run past everything. As long as you dodge the fire blasts and elemental projectiles, you can get into the icy tomb area without taking much damage. Specifically, the area with a spiraling ramp is pretty bad to fight on. An elemental and two burning men will rush you or completely block your path. Run past them and they might move into a better location to fight them later. Once in the cold area of this cave, you need to defeat one ghost and one ice elemental. The elemental is very slow and the ghost is very fast. This means you can split them up easily. Buffing before running all the way down here is a good idea because the ghost will begin combat as soon as possible. After he's finished off, the elemental is easily crushed. By the way, this is another instance where the horror weapons sort of break the game a bit. They're so easy to make at this point, and I use the horror mace to demolish this cave as it poisons enemies and the decay damage, on its own, eats through opponents' health bars. The main enemy you're looking for is the first cannibal. He's a fierce beast who was likely once a Cryptea warrior and succumbed to cannibalism. This forced him to ravage the other men and women protecting the dungeon from the Scarlet Lady or Red Lich. The cave has been frozen over by him, and it's sort of a maze as well. Luckily, the path to the main room is quite easy to find. As you make your way up to the fight, you'll encounter another ghost. Be careful, as the Wendigo sometimes prowls outside his cage and could be seen fighting this ghost, or worse, standing just around the corner. One super helpful thing here is this small room. Nothing here really, but it isn't frozen over and can give you a place to warm up. After all, that cold will begin to hurt you if you stay in it too long. Light the campfire and wait until you're ready to go again. As for the first cannibal himself, he's one of the easier mini-bosses. His movesets can all be blocked except for the vortex, and he broadcasts that ability a mile away. With fire damage, he's a major pushover. Beware, however, as getting hit with the vortex one time will weaken you to cold. This means the next melee hit is almost guaranteed to instantly kill you. It can be blocked with a few select skills like Brace and Shield Infuse, but most of the time you're better off dodging away. Just watch keenly for this one attack and get one or two hits in after he finishes a series of hits. The horror weapons are again great for this, as with a Fire Varnish you get poison and burning, which will kill the beast even if you run away and hide. Another fun note here is that the ghosts do want to kill this Wendigo, so you could potentially bring them to the fight or even bring the fire enemies towards him for some minion assistance. It's not required, but can be quite fun. The first cannibal must be defeated as he himself has the Skycrown Mace. He also has a key which will let you grab an idol and turn it in at the red statue for an excellent dagger. But the mace is what's important today. It's insanely strong. With almost no buffs, it deals enough impact to make all the difference. And most enemies have little to no defense against frost damage. It's very fast for a mace and will make your life much easier, especially since it's great in Caldera, which is the hardest region. This is easily one of the best weapons in the game for how early on you can get it and how much impact it does. Since it's only used in one hand, it's great with shield builds, lexicon builds, and definitely gun builds. Not to mention, it's beautiful. Likely crafted with porcelain by the giants, its description reads, "The Dusk Father's knowledge made us all kings. We built our sky castles under the earth." A more cryptic message that seems to have a deeper meaning. And now you know how to get the Skycrown Mace. It's an excellent weapon that can easily be buffed and hits with massive impact, sending opponents off their feet. In fact, if you use the special attack it has, you get up to 125 impact. Now, it's a pretty slow hit, but that's some insane levels of knockback. Get this mace and keep it in your back pocket. It's one of the best weapons overall to defeat the last boss in the game. No joke, the Crimson Avatar is extremely challenging for many players, but his biggest weakness is what this weapon does: impact and frost. Hopefully you enjoyed this video and maybe you learned something as well. I always defeated enemies one by one as I went through this cave, but that one section with the ramp always gets me stressed and playing poorly due to terrain. Try running through and doing the dungeon backwards. I thought it was a game changer, honestly. Thanks for watching, and I will catch you next time.